Hi, my name is Brian Carter. I work with Digidesign, and I'm actually going to talk to you about a brand new product. It's called Velvetâ. In fact, it was just announced here at the AES show this year. Now, what Velvetâ is, it's actually a model of the three very popular Fender Rhodes sounds. You have the Mark II, which is what you're seeing there. There's also the Mark I, and there's also the SC or Suitcase 73. That was the original Rhodes that came out. And they actually threw in a Wurlitzer model as well, the A200. So what we have loaded up right now is the Mark II. So what we've got inside of here is a lot of options here. Okay, first of all, I'm going to start on the left side, and I'm going to move kind of quick just for time's sake. We've got the pickup. So what this is actually the actual true sound of these tines as they're hitting. If I were to bring that down, now we're hearing just the mechanics, the actual, how it actually hits the internal tines here. So I'm going to turn that up, and you can hear that old good sound. Anybody that remembers the Rhodes remembers that sound in there. But in terms of realism, these are the things that are going to make it sound a little bit more like that true Rhodes sound. So I can dial in how much of that sound I want in with the actual sound of the Rhodes. I've got condition, interesting one, either mint condition or bad. Once again, anybody with the Rhodes remembers that over time and over hitting those keys kind of hard, they start to go out of tune, things like that. So mint conditions this way. If I go to bad, in essence, some of the notes get a little bit more out of tune, kind of start to sound a little bit more authentic to that old Rhodes. I'm going to leave it on mint because, why not have a brand new Rhodes since we can. These are our velocity curves. I have a velocity curve for the low mids, the high mids, and also just the velocity maximum, which is nice. So I can kind of customize it based on how hard I like to play. Here's my response over here. I can turn that up. How much of that Rhodes timbre do we want in there based on how hard you hit it? We've got a 3-band EQ with the mid-band being sweepable, which is kind of nice to have. That you might not have found on the old Rhodes. But over here you have your whole effects section as well. So I've got things like modulation, which is cool. So I can bring in this case, let me turn this cabinet off. I can bring in chorus, flanger, phaser. You've got two different options for the phaser. So you can hear the chorus sound. I can bring back some of the depth. I also have control over the mix, which is kind of nice. Or maybe a phaser sound. You can kind of hear what those are doing. Also, we have some cool things like, even just delay. It's nice to have that inside it as an effect. So I can bring up delay. You can do a lot of interesting effects with the delay. But you can see I've got mono, stereo, or of course the old tape delay. And when you go to the tape delay, you get some pretty interesting things you can do with like feedback. So I'm going to turn that up just for a second and see what we get. If I were to... So those will last almost forever. So you can literally, just like in the old days, play your other chords over those effects. Kind of like an arpeggiator, you might say. So you can do some pretty interesting effects like that. Let's bring that back out. Right on the front, just like on the old Rhodes. Now you have access to your tremolo and rate and things like that. So I can, now it's on, I have it off now. And if I were to bring that in, bring up the depth a little bit. In stereo, you'll hear the Rhodes kind of going left and right, just like the old tremolo Rhodes would do. And here's where you have your presets. As you can see, SC, MK2, MK1, and the A200, which is actually a Wurlitzer. So as it changes, you can see it actually changes to the old Wurlitzer look. All of the effects up here are the same, no changes here, so there's nothing else new to relearn. The difference is that now you've got just that Wurlitzer tone in there. So this is it. This is Velvetâ.